Hi students, and welcome to today's live Ielts class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Canada. I hope that all of you had a great week. I hope you're all looking forward to a fantastic weekend. Welcome Domenico. Hi Chayani. Good to see members in this class. This is a members chat class. It's an Ielts class about reading on the topic of lotteries. To become a member of our channel, click the join button next to the subscribe button. This will be a great class for everybody. This reading is from the academic Ielts, but it is also very useful for the general version of the Ielts because section 3 of the general Ielts reading exam is basically the same kind of passage and questions as the passages in the academic Ielts. So if you're looking for those high scores in the general Ielts, especially for those people who want that express entry visa, then you definitely want to focus on section 3 of general Ielts. Hi Patek, hi Sarah. Good to have you in the class nice and early at the start. Students, this lesson is brought to you by aehelp.com. For academic Ielts, visit us there. gieltshelp.com for general Ielts. We will use these websites in today's class. We will have another class coming up after this one, which will be listening parts 3 and 4 for subscribers. Our websites are basically our textbooks for these live classes. So if you enjoy these live classes, make sure to join us on our websites. This is aehelp.com here, and you can click this big red button that just will always be there for you, just right above my head there, to join our premium Ielts package. It's a one-time payment. It's lifetime access. We're an IDP affiliate, British Council partner, Ielts Test Registration Center. I'm a certified British Council agent, and I have been teaching Ielts for about 20 years now. So you're in great hands with us. And for the general Ielts, visit us here. It's the green background, same idea, but this website focuses on the general Ielts. So check us out here. Again, click that big red button there that's just above my head. We have this promotion going on this week. The discount code is 9FOR-ME. So use that during checkout. It'll give you a 10% discount. And again, it's a one-time payment. You can also get the apps. The apps will link to the websites. Academic Ielts Help for academic, General Ielts Help for general. Instagram, yes, we do. IELTS_AE-help and GIELTS help. And if you have questions, send me an email. My email is adrian@aehelp.com. We've got lots of classes for you this week still remaining. Right now, reading, followed by listening for today. And then tomorrow, we'll have speaking part 2, speaking part 3. And on Sunday, we will have a Discord class on the Discord server Ielts Prep. It is the biggest community of Ielts students on Discord. I think it's a group of over 5,000 members, and they're all taking the Ielts. It's all free. There's no money involved in that. It's basically made by Ielts students. It's supervised by Ielts students. We are their partners, and we do some guest presentations there. So I will be doing a task 2 guest presentation on Discord. It'll be a little bit different than what you're used to on YouTube. And check out this video. We've got another new release, a really good one coming for you today, tomorrow. So make sure to subscribe, get those notifications so you get all of our newest videos. Reading strategies. Okay, everybody, let's get into it. So today we are looking at this reading passage here. Coming out of our second exam, and it is the first passage. The topic is lotteries, and you always want to read the title. So that's kind of my first tip, members, viewers. Read the title of your reading passage. Lotteries, positive, good, or unnecessary, wrong. And as soon as you read the title, you want to basically think critically about the title in a very logical, systematic way. So what I mean is, you have this title, Lotteries, positive, good, or unnecessary, wrong. The first strategy for your reading is think critically about the title. Ask what, why, how before you look at the questions or begin to read. Okay, so let's think about it this way. So members, we've got a good group of you in here already. Hi Romelia, welcome Masala. Nice to see so many of you. So what is a lottery? If an alien came to visit you from another planet, and they're like, ooh, what is that strange ticket that you're holding? And you're like, it's a lottery. And the alien's like, what is it? Then what would you answer? So think about it. And the alien's smart. They'll understand you, but they don't know what you're, what's going on. It's a form of trying your luck. What does that mean? So if you tell me, okay, so Domenico says it's a form of trying your luck. Gunkai says it's earning money by luck. Chayani says it's a random choice. Sarah says it's an easy way to become rich. Oh boy, I'm starting to be a very confused little green Martian. I'm like, what does that mean? So if I'm the little green alien, I would be like, what do you mean it's getting rich by being lucky? So, so that would be I'd still be pretty confused at this point. And again, the better that you can predict the passage, so the more accurately that you can predict ideas, the faster you will read, the better your comprehension, the better you will answer questions, the higher your band scores will be for the Ielts. So it is important to expand and advance your critical thinking, okay? Romelia says, something that costs you without being sure that it pays off. Okay. Masala says, it's a piece of paper by which people earn lots of money through investing less than a penny. Okay. Can you guys imagine that this little alien now is like, and my eyes are spinning. I'm like, right? Yeah, so, okay, maybe I'm starting to get the idea, but maybe not. Okay, so it's investing a small amount of money to win a large pool of money by being randomly selected as the correct candidate. Okay, so that would be kind of my definition of what a lottery is. We invest a small amount of money, like $1, to win a large pool of money. You could also say sum of money if you don't know the word pool in this case or in this context. I'm sure all of you know the word pool, but you might not know it as pooling money, like putting money together. So a large sum of money by being randomly, right, selected as the correct candidate for that pool of money. So that would be my definition, but as long as you're kind of there, you're okay. Okay. Um, I don't know what the Oxford Dictionary says, Romelia. Maybe that's what it says, but that's actually a very smart tip. Romelia, I think, maybe you're kind of saying that as a bit of a joke, but that's actually a very good tip. So one way to test your ability to give good answers, okay, and it's a good tip, Romelia. So one way to test your ability to give good answers, predicting the reading passage, is to check what the dictionary says. After you have answered yourself. So that's a very good kind of practice or strategy, Romelia, is you look at the title of the reading passage, you think, what is this? You give an answer, and then you check the dictionary and see, well, does the dictionary say that? And if the dictionary says something similar, you're on the right path. If the dictionary is quite different, then you have to stop and think, why? Why is the dictionary so different from my answers? What's going on in my head? Right? So if the dictionary is similar to your answer, you're thinking well. If it is very different, then you should assess what is going on. Okay? Does that make sense? Right? Okay, give me a thumbs up. Try that when you're doing these predictions. All right, so my next question then, members, why? Why do people play the lottery? What's going on there? Why do they do it? The odds are against them. Most people never win. They just waste a whole bunch of money. What's the reason? I think you can answer this one with one word. There's probably one single word answer here that would be a good answer. Okay, Romelia says a means of raising money by selling numbered tickets and giving prizes to the holders of the numbers drawn at random. This is what the dictionary says. Romelia, good. So yeah, we've got kind of a similar definition to what I have. Patek, very nice. Patek got that one word. Same with Sarah. Hope. Hope of becoming rich. Hope of an early retirement, right? How does the lottery work? Let's just take what Romelia let's just take what Romelia gave us here from the dictionary. A means of raising money by selling numbered tickets and giving prizes to the holders of numbers drawn at random. There we go. That'll work for the how, right? We draw those numbers. Okay, good. Now, of course, we want to think about this element. So positive, good. Unnecessary, wrong, right? So why would it be a positive good? Well, some people become very rich and live an awesome life. Money from the lottery can be used to help the public, right? Wrong, well, it's wasting money, it's gambling, it leads to addiction. So all of these ideas are coming to mind. And then you look at the questions. And here we have questions 1 to 5. Reading passage 1 has 6 paragraphs, A to F. A, B, C, D, E, F. Yeah, 6. Which paragraph contains the following information? Okay, so we have to match the information to the paragraph. The problem of gambling addiction. Those less fortunate are more likely to play the lottery. This information, it's all somewhere in the passage, so we should review it. The legality of lotteries, the financial incentive for governments to run lotteries, community initiatives are funded by lottery proceeds. All right. And then we've got some true, false, not given. Those we skip. We don't know if they're given or not. And then we have a paragraph here. Students, read with me. So make sure that you're reading and read aloud. Okay. You should practice aloud reading where you can hear your voice. It's called multiple sensory integration. It's where you speak, you're moving your tongue, right? And you're hearing your voice. So the movement of your tongue, your motor skills, right? Your auditory skills, your ears, your eyes, they're all combining together. And it's a more powerful way of learning or of advancing your reading skills than just reading quietly, like, okay, because there you're just using your eyes. So you should always practice reading aloud. So let's do that right now. Here we go. Lotteries as reverse insurance. The reason why people play the lottery can be viewed in terms of what is called reverse insurance. People buy insurance in order to prevent an accident from making them bankrupt. They pay small amounts each month so they don't have to pay the whole price of the something done. Like the lottery corporations, insurance companies turn a something in the long run. With insurance, we pay small amounts to avoid paying a massive amount. With the lottery, we pay small amounts so we might win the something. From this perspective, the lottery something makes a lot of sense. All right, good enough. We don't need to dwell on it, so no need to, sit there and go, ooh, which one could that be? Ooh, that will come after, right? So you have 20 minutes, and as long as you know the strategy and you're going step by step and you're following the process, you will finish in 20 minutes and you will do great. All right. Domenico says, reading loudly helps you conjure up the situation. Yeah, and you intonate as well, Domenico. So notice how I go up and down with my voice, and that helps me to intonate more as well, right? Okay. Okay, Sanantha, you're in here as well. That's great. All right, so we've read the questions that we should read, and now we go back and we do the reading. So let me get back to the reading here. I think I can make this a little bit bigger for everybody. Let me just check. Let's maximize our screen real estate here. I'm gonna try to go maybe even a little bit bigger. And then once we've maxed out, yeah, okay, maybe just a little bit bigger. There we go. Then I'm going to hop over to our academic Ielts website here at aehelp.com. Again, for all of our viewers, to get our premium package, click this red button. It's, again, a one-time payment, and these are all the materials that we use for these live classes. So I get into my student account, and everybody get ready to listen and read. What I'm going to do, so you're clear, we will read this passage with a British speaker, and all I want you to do is to listen and read with this reader. And while you are reading with this British woman, I believe in this case, I want you to visualize, so picture you are playing the lottery. You're buying lottery tickets. This is your thing. You've got your fingers crossed. You want to win. You've got your lucky numbers. You're playing your birthday numbers and all of that. So visualize throughout the passage, and then we will read after members together, okay? So again, in your My Student account, you've got computer-based practice exams, a fully interactive course, and then on the 5th tab here, you have the audio CDs, and this is where you will find all of the audio for listening and reading and speaking. And right now we will go to this one. So get ready to read, everybody. I will read one paragraph with the British woman so that you can kind of see how you should do it as well. Okay. You can read silently too if you wish in this case. Okay. All right. So here we go.
Lotteries, positive good or unnecessary wrong? A lottery is a form of gambling where contestants purchase tickets, with one or more tickets being drawn as winners at the end of the competition period. Often, there is a jackpot winner who wins most or all of the prize pool. Today, national lottery jackpots can range from millions to hundreds of millions of dollars. It wasn't long ago that lotteries were outlawed almost everywhere in the world. Today, lotteries are legal in North America, Australia, and much of Europe and Asia. A question is raised over what has changed to make something previously seen as negative for society become common across the globe. If gambling is bad, why are lotteries so popular, and why do governments support them? People buy lottery tickets for one chief reason: they want to win the jackpot. In the long run, lotteries are a bad bet. The odds of winning are always stacked against the player. That is to say, the long-term expected return on the player's money is significantly less than the money paid for the tickets. This is how the lottery corporations make money on the lottery. The payout is far less than the revenue of the ticket sales, and the government takes the difference. If 1 million tickets are sold at $5 apiece, and the jackpot is $3 million, then the government has made $2 million of profit in the process. We are forced to question why lotteries are so popular, given their poor value for players. It's because of the thrill of possibly winning the jackpot. The anticipation of a life-changing win for the ticket purchaser is worth the money. It's the same reason why people gamble at casinos. Many people know they are not going to win in the long run at a casino, but the short-term thrill makes up for the long-term losses. The main argument against lotteries is that it acts as a tax on the poor, and such a tax is unfair. This is because statistics show that poor people are by far the most common purchasers of lottery tickets. There are two reasons why this could be the case. First, poor people have the most to gain by winning the lottery. Second, poor people are arguably less likely to have a statistical understanding of the lottery. They are less likely to realise that it is a bad bet. The main argument in favour of lotteries is that it is a harmless fun, which results in tax income that often goes straight to community programmes, such as sports or the arts. Many community programmes rely solely on lottery finances to operate. So in this sense, the lottery is a positive good. However, there are many people, often poor people, who become obsessed with gambling and the lottery, and it starts to take over their lives. For these people, the lottery is detrimental. One interesting way to look at the lottery and why people participate in it is to imagine it as a kind of reverse insurance. People buy insurance for their home or car so that if something bad happens to it, they do not have to pay the entire cost of the damage. In other words, they pay a little bit each month so that they don't have to pay a large amount at one time. They pay these smaller amounts to insurance companies, and those insurance companies make money in the long run. So paying insurance is not a good bet either. Just like the lottery. With the lottery, we pay little amounts every once in a while so that maybe we will hit the jackpot. With insurance, we pay a little to save a lot, and with the lottery, we pay a little to win a lot. When looked at in this way, the popularity of the lottery is more easily understood. When it comes to it, lotteries are a choice. Yes, they amount to a tax, but so do the monthly fees we pay to insurance companies. If people want to pay a few dollars here and there for a little fun, excitement, and a small chance to win a monstrous amount of money, then what's the harm? Additionally, lottery money funds many valuable community programs, which otherwise would have trouble operating. Playing the lottery responsibly is fun, exciting, and maybe, just maybe, extremely profitable.
All right. students. So for those of you who do have access to the website's premium version, make sure to use those reading audios. They're really, really good. And in this case, the woman is reading maybe a little bit fast. You don't need to read quite that fast in the real IELTS. Even if you read a little bit slower, you can still get through the whole passage and answer all the questions. The important point is that you understand what you're reading. So for good band scores, you want to understand at least about 60, 70%. Domenico says, I do it on a regular basis. That's awesome, Domenico. Yeah, and I'm sure you're finding it helpful. Okay, so members, we're going to go to the website now, and I'm going to give you a chance to read as well. So we're going to read twice for comprehension. We will talk about it a little bit. So I will take some volunteers for reading, especially looking for members to read here, and then talk about the passage a little bit, maybe chat about some difficult vocabulary a bit, so that you can learn some words and you can ask me questions, okay? And we'll really get into it and then go through the questions together, and I will give you tips and strategies on how to solve those questions. So go to the website, everyone. If you do not have an account, again, you can get the premium account by clicking that big red button, or you can try it for free by clicking the green button that's there. If you're getting the premium version, don't forget to use that code 9 for me, and then go into your My Student account. And as I was showing you in your My Student account, you've got lots of goodies. On the right hand side, you have the task 1, task 2 editing services, and underneath it you have the student partner speaking. We're going to use that one right now, the student partner speaking. That's just above my head there. You can book speaking practice interviews with the yellow button, and if you see this red button that's behind my head, you can even book your IELTS exam through the website. If you don't see it, it's not available in your country. Okay, so let's go to that student partner speaking, and once you're in here, we've got lots of our members in here. Hi, Maria. Maria, I didn't see you in the chat, but I see you in here. You weren't in the chat, maybe not feeling chatty. Masala's there. All right, Masala, quick out of the box. So you can volunteer by sending me a message. You will see me as master, and then you just say, hey, I want to read. Okay, Masala, let me see what's going on with you, and then you can start this reading. Are you ready to read? All right. Question. Are you ready to read? Sanantha, I see you're there too. It's good to see our members volunteering for some reading. All right, here we go.
Hello, Adrian.
Hi, Masala. How are you?
I am wonderful. What about you?
I'm doing good. How is your weekend so far?
It's still busy weekend because uh, it's so much work I have to do for IELTS especially.
I knew it. I knew it was all about IELTS. That was the cause of it all. But it's good work, Masala. The good news is it's good work. It will pay off. All right, Masala, thank you for volunteering. Let's do a bit of reading. So I just pulled up the reading passage, and what I'd like you to do is read the title and the introductory paragraph, so paragraph A. Whenever you're ready, go for it.
Okay. Lotteries, positive good or unnecessary wrong. Paragraph A. A lottery is a form of gambling where contestants purchase tickets with one or more tickets being drawn as winner at the end of the competition's period. Often, there is a jackpot winner who wins most of all of the prize pool. Today, national lottery jackpots can range from millions of hundreds of millions of dollars. It wasn't long ago that lotteries were outvoted almost everywhere in the world. Today, lotteries are legal in North America, Australia, and much of Europe and Asia. A question is raised over what has changed to make something previously seen as negative for society become common across the globe. If gambling is bad, why are lotteries are popular and why do governments support them?
Okay, great. Masala, I have a question for you here. What is the thesis of this introductory paragraph?
They say about they raise question about why lottery is very popular and if lottery is gambling, so why government is support them.
Very good, Masala. That is the thesis. Smart, smart. Perfect answer. I was hoping you'd give me the right answer. Yeah, so this very last sentence is the thesis, and in rare cases, a thesis will be in the form of a question. Now, I don't want you to do that when you're doing writing task 2. So in writing task 2, your thesis should always be a statement. It's a kind of a tricky situation where it's a question, and I'm not going to get into it. But okay, good. That's the thesis statement. Masala, why is it important to know the thesis statement? So why is it important to recognize it and go, oh, okay, that last sentence is the thesis statement? Why is it really important to kind of pay extra attention to that thesis statement?
I think it's emphasizes that what is next author explain in their upcoming paragraphs.
Absolutely. Very clever, Masala. Yeah. So by this sentence, we know that the author is going to focus on answering this question. Okay. The reason they're using a question for the thesis is because in some rare situations, the author wants the reader to have their own opinion or to have their own view. And in this case, that's happening. So in this case, the author wants you to kind of have your own opinion about lotteries while they also answer this question. But in the Ielts Task 2 writing, I do not recommend using a question because it's quite tricky. It's quite a tricky way of writing an essay. So just use a statement. But in this case, it is a question, and you identified it correctly, and you identified that this is what this author will discuss in the next paragraphs. What's the background, just for fun? So, when I'm teaching the Task 2 writing classes, I always say an introduction should have a hook, a background, and a thesis, right? What's the background in this introduction?
I think they say lottery jackpots prize pool about and how this is popular among world.
Yeah, kind of. So the background's usually in the middle of the introduction, and it's this part here where it basically says that not so long ago the lotteries were illegal, but now they're everywhere. They're in North America, Australia, a lot of Europe. So that's the background, and also this part here where it says that there's a jackpot winner who wins most or all of the prize pool. So when you can kind of see the pieces of the introduction, it helps you to really understand what's going on in more detail. That's why it's important. But it sounds like, Masala, you have the right idea, so I'm happy about that. Hang in there, okay? Keep watching, and we'll get to the questions soon. I'm going to grab some more people for some more reading, and then we'll do the questions together. Thank you so much for volunteering, Masala.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye for now. That was Masala. Give him a thumbs up. That was really smart. He knew what was going on. All right. Patek, let's see what's going on with you. We haven't heard from you in a while. Are you ready to read? All right. So it pays to be a member, everybody. Make sure to become a member of our YouTube channel and subscribe as well, because then you can get to have fun like this in these members chat classes. Patek says yes. Hi, Patek.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Have we talked before, or has it just been really long?
One time. I volunteered one time.
Okay. That was a while ago,
Once.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
But you're back now. That's great. All right, Patek.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. Okay, Patek, are you ready to read?
Yes.
Okay, go for it. Go ahead and read paragraph B.
Okay. People buy lottery tickets for one chief reason. They want to win the jackpot. In the long run, lotteries are a bad bet. The odds of winning are always stacked against the player. That is to say, the long term expected return on the player's money is significantly less than the money paid for the tickets. This is how the lottery corporations make money on the lottery. The payout is far less than the revenue of the ticket sales, and the government takes the difference. If 1 million tickets are sold at $5 a piece, and the jackpot is $3 million, then the government has made $2 million of profit in the process. We are forced to question why lotteries are so popular given their poor value for players. It's because of the thrill of possibly winning the jackpot, the anticipation of a life-changing win for the ticket purchaser is worth the. I can't see that.
It's coming. It's coming.
Okay, is worth the money. It's the same reason why people gamble at casinos. Many people know they are not going to win in the long run at the casino, but the short-term thrill makes up for the long-term losses.
Awesome. Patek, what is this paragraph about? Can you tell me the answer in one or two short sentences? So what's paragraph B about here?
It's about, it says that when people gamble, when they play lottery, governments and the casinos make profit from it. They take the difference.
And so that's half. You've got half of the answer. So governments, casinos make money from it, and
it also talks about that we need to question and why still lottery is very popular. Not that.
Yeah, no.
Full paragraph, maybe that can help me.
You actually, the answer that I'm looking for, you can see it. It's at the end here.
Okay. Okay. It says that short-term thrill will make up for the long-term loss.
Exactly. Okay. So people are excited to gamble, right? So to play the lottery or to gamble. So if you think about it in a very simple way, Patek, this paragraph is about the reason that governments have lotteries and the reason people play lotteries, right? So in a very simple way, it's the reasons that people play lotteries and the reasons governments have them. And the clear answer to that is governments host lotteries for profit, people play lotteries for excitement, right? And a chance to win a lot of money. So when you're reading a passage, the most important question for humans is the why question. So why is something? Why? If we think about, little children, they're always asking why? So authors are usually seeking to answer that why question clearly for the reader. So that's always a good kind of starting point in your head, is like, okay, this paragraph is going to answer some kind of a why question, like why do governments have lotteries? Why do people play them? And it's important to identify this because when you get to the questions usually deal with these why ideas. So when you get to the true, false, not given, when you get to the matching paragraph, you're going to be looking at a lot of these why questions, okay? So by identifying them clearly in each paragraph, it's going to help you to answer the questions accurately and quickly. Go ahead and read paragraph C for us as well, please.
Okay. The main argument against lotteries is that it acts as a tax on the poor, and such a tax is unfair. This is because statistics show that poor people are by far the most common purchasers of lottery tickets. There are two reasons why this could be the case. First, poor people have the most to gain by winning the lottery. Second, poor people are arguably less likely to have a statistical understanding of the lottery. They are less likely to realize that it is a bad bet.
Okay, good. Yeah, you don't have to do all that. I mean, when you're at home and you're practicing Patek, definitely reread, get the correct pronunciation and flow. In the actual IELTS, don't do that because it breaks your thinking,
Okay.
breaks your flow. So in the real IELTS, just kind of read through it, right? All right. So what is this paragraph about?
Um, it's talking about yeah, I'm struggling. Um,
Something
it's
about
telling
poor
the
people, right?
Yeah, why poor people played and why rich people.
I don't know if there's anything about rich people in here.
No,
Careful,
sorry.
careful,
That
careful,
one, yeah.
careful not to.
Not that one.
That happens. Sometimes we add information
Yeah.
because we're adding our own thoughts. So careful not to do that.
Yeah, right.
So keep it simple, right? So this paragraph is about the reasons poor people play lotteries and that it's a bad activity because poor people are wasting money, right? So it's
Yes.
bad for poor people to play the lottery, right? They're spending their last bit of money on lotteries.
Yes.
Okay, so Patek, definitely practice this when you're doing your readings, okay? Read a paragraph, stop, think about it for a second, because if you're not able to answer these why questions, it's going to be really tricky to answer the questions that are coming after the passage, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, but good job, Patek. Good reading. And by the way, your speed is absolutely good enough to finish in 20 minutes and finish the questions as long as you know what's going on, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye, Patek.
Bye.
All right, let's reach out to somebody else for a bit more reading here. Let's jump to Sanantha. Let's see if Sanantha is here. Are you ready, Sanantha? And thank you for the thumbs up, by the way, in the chat, everybody. Yes, Patek, good job. And good job to all of our readers so far. Sanantha, are you ready? Good job to Masala as well. Nice intonation, Masala, by the way. Okay, Sanantha, here we go.
Hello.
Hi, Sanantha, how are you?
Hello. Hi.
Now I can hear you a bit better. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
That's good. Doing fine is good. All right. Sanantha, are you ready to read?
Yes.
Okay, whenever you're ready, go ahead with paragraph D.
Okay. The main argument in favor of lotteries is that it is harmless fund which result in tax income that often goes there to communities program such as sports or the arts. Many communities program rely solely on lottery finance to operate. So, in this sense, the lottery is a positive good. However, there are many people, often poor people, who become obsessed with gambling and the lottery, and it starts to take over their life. For these people, the lottery is this detrimental.
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 All right. Sanantha, are there any new words for you in this paragraph?
The last one, detrimental.
Detrimental. How about the word obsessed?
Upset is not satisfied.
No, that's not what it means.
No. Upset. Yeah, it's also my new.
Okay.
vocab.
Yeah, so when you're doing reading at home, Sanantha, and I'm sure these words are new for a lot of people. That's why I'm highlighting these words. So whenever you're practicing at home, what you want to do is you want to highlight these words. and then you want to figure out what they mean. Okay. So it says, however, there are many, and it's interesting because this word here, the obsessed, will actually be one of our answers in the question. So, however, there are many people, often poor people, who become obsessed with gambling and lottery, and it starts to take over their lives. Now, of course, in the real exam, you don't have a dictionary, you don't have your phone, so you can't check the meaning. So you have to understand the meaning from the context. So if you look at this sentence, Sanantha, however, there are many people, often poor people, who become obsessed with gambling and the lottery, and it starts to take over their lives. What do you think the word obsessed means?
I think like poor people become to be gambling,
Keep
become to
going.
be upset with gambling and the lottery, become to be invest too much invest on the lottery.
Yeah, so they can't stop doing it, right? They just keep doing it and doing it and doing it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's what obsessed means.
Like addicted to
Addicted, that's right. So they cannot stop
Yeah.
doing it. They become addicted, to be addicted. Now, this is an interesting part of Ielts. And Ielts in this way is a little bit easier than like a university textbook, because in Ielts, they know the words that are kind of challenging for some people. So when the people make the IELTS exam, they know that, a lot of people who take the IELTS test might not know the word obsessed. So what they do is they kind of give you a little bit of extra help. And the extra help they give you is in the context. So especially when you see like a comma, it often indicates that there's a definition that comes after the comma. So it starts to take over their lives is kind of a definition for the word obsessed. Okay. So if an IELTS candidate is reading carefully and they pay attention, they'll recognize that, okay, I don't know that word, but it must mean something like addicted or can't stop doing it. Okay. So you can figure it out. And that's very important because oftentimes that becomes one of the answers for the questions that follow the passage. Okay. And then it says, for these people, the lottery is detrimental. So based on this context, so people become addicted, it takes over their lives. For these people, the lottery is detrimental. What do you think detrimental means then?
Means like drugs or
Keep
like
it simple.
lottery is basic needs for poor people.
No, it means terrible and destructive. So for these people, the lottery is terrible. So let me it's not that usually, Sanantha, it's not that complicated. So usually the IELTS, even though some words might be new and might seem tricky, the concepts are usually quite intuitive, so they're quite kind of logical, if you will. So think about it this way. However, there are many people, often poor people, who become addicted with gambling and the lottery, and it starts to take over their lives. For these people, the lottery is terrible. Okay, it's harmful. Yeah. It's harmful, terrible. So think about it that way. So don't overthink it, right? The IELTS is usually not trying to trick the candidate with some really hidden message, right? It's just the logical kind of concept with some more advanced vocabulary, okay? So when you're doing this at home, Sanantha, and this is for everybody, and you read a passage like this, and you see new words like obsessed and detrimental, make sure to stop for a second, write them down, write down their definitions, and then use them in your writing, use them in your speaking as soon as possible. Okay, Sanantha, what are you obsessed with?
I'm obsessed with ice cream or Reading book.
Okay, I'm obsessed with reading books and eating ice cream. Repeat after me. I'm obsessed with reading books and eating ice cream.
I'm obsessed with reading book and eating ice cream.
Now be careful, because if you're doing those two together, Sanantha, you can become, really big. You can gain a lot of weight, so you have to be careful, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Sanantha, thank you so much for volunteering, and keep up the good studies. Make sure to learn that vocabulary, okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye, Sanantha. All right. Who isn't obsessed with ice cream? Most of us love ice cream. All right, Domenico, let's see what's going on. Domenico, are you ready? Here we go. Hopefully Domenico is still with us and hasn't been inclined to go grab a bucket of ice cream. Fascinated, Gunkai Ren, and obsessed in some context, yes, but usually we don't use those two words interchangeably. Okay, Domenico, here we go.
Can you hear me?
I can, Domenico. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Well, I hope the internet will not go down because we are being battered by southerly winds.
Okay.
That's up to 70 kilometers.
Yeah, there's lots of storms going on around the world. Okay, Domenico, let's get into it. So last two paragraphs, E and F, they're all you. So whenever you are ready, go ahead and read paragraph E.
One interesting way to look at the lottery and why people participate in it is to imagine it as a kind of reverse insurance. People buy insurance for their home or car so that if something bad happens to it, they do not have to pay the entire cost of the damage. In other words, they pay a little bit each month so that they don't have to pay a large amount at one time. They pay these small amounts to insurance companies, and those insurance companies make money in the long run. So pay insurance is not a good bet either. It's not a good bet either. Just like the lottery. With the lottery, we pay little amounts every once in a while, so that maybe we will hit the jackpot. With insurance, we pay a little to save a lot, and with the lottery, we pay a little to win a lot. When looked at in this way, the popularity of the lottery is more easily understood.
Keep going.
When it comes down to it, lotteries are a choice. Yes, they amount to a tax, but but so do but so do the monthly fees we pay to insurance companies. If people want to pay a few dollars here and there for a little fun, excitement, and a small chance to win a monstrous amount of money, they then what's the harm? Additionally, lottery money, I don't know this word.
Money's fun.
Money's fund. Lottery money's fund many valuable community programs which otherwise would have trouble operating. Playing the lottery responsibly is fun, exciting, and maybe just extremely profitable.
All right, couple of questions, Domenico. Why does the author compare lottery to insurance?
So, people, so my understanding is that people rely on insurance companies, so they tend to play lottery. If something bad happen to their property or cars, so they cannot rely on it. But uh, this is a kind of risk. This is a kind of risk because if you don't win, so you have to pay a certain amount of money to the insurance company. So playing at the end of the day, yeah, it's a double. It's like uh, a double-edged sword. A double-edged sword. So you can play it if you can play responsibly. It's fine. It's fine. So you can have
So
a little fun of a
I think you're on
yeah.
the right track, Domenico. However, and this is very important, this is for everybody. When you are thinking about, what is this paragraph about? Why is the author discussing this? It's very, very important that your answers are concise, because that's what they are in the questions. So when we go to the questions, okay, and let's take a look at them. It says here, right, the problem of gambling addiction. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. Number 3, the legality of lotteries. 1, 2, 3, 4 words, right? So the questions are extremely concise. They encapsulate the concepts in a very short form. So what you want to do as the reader is to also master encapsulating concepts in a very short, concise way. Because if you're giving really long answers, it becomes very difficult to match the correct, concise answer. Does that make sense?
Yes, it
Okay.
does.
So in this case, for paragraph E, where it talks about insurance and the lotteries, and ask, why is the author discussing insurance? In a simple way, the author compares insurance to lotteries to help us understand the reason people play lotteries or pay for insurance. And that's it. That's all you want to say. Okay. Now, let's jump to the conclusion, which is paragraph F. According to the author, what is his final opinion about playing the lottery?
So so they so they so the when the amount, so it's when you play lottery, you are kind of paying tax to the government. So uh, yeah, you're paying taxes. Because it's something that you.
So again,
But
Domenico, concise. Try to answer this question for me in just one simple sentence. What is the final opinion of the author regarding playing the lottery?
The final opinion, the final opinion of the author is that you can play lottery as long as you play it responsibly. So
Thank
as
you,
long as
Domenico.
you don't get
Perfect.
upset.
Nope.
As
Stop. Brakes. Brakes. It's perfect. It's all you
Yeah.
need to say. So the final opinion of the author is play the lottery, play responsibly. It's a choice. That's it. Brakes. Nothing else. Okay. Just that. So once you've got it, you
as long
don't
as
have to
you play
explain it.
responsibly, as long as you play responsibly.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we want. So we want those concise answers, because the more concise that you can be, Domenico, the faster you will be. One of the reasons, like, there's a lot of times, many candidates complain that 20 minutes is not enough, and they run out of time in 20 minutes, and they can't finish the reading passage and the questions in 20 minutes. One of the big reasons that happens is not because the candidates don't understand enough, or they can't read enough, or they don't read fast enough. One of the reasons that a lot of candidates, I think, run out of time is because they have trouble being concise. So they are looking at too much information, they're thinking about too much information, and it's taking them too long to figure out and be sure about their answers. When
Mhm.
you master being concise, so seeing a paragraph and saying, okay, this paragraph is about the reasons people play lotteries, then you can immediately see the question, the answer, and go to the next one. So being concise, of course, allows us to be much faster as well in that 20 minutes. So that's why it's so important. Domenico, thank you so much for helping out with that.
Thank you, sir.
I hope that everything works out in the big stormy weather, and I hope that people have insurance if they are in that
Thank
storm.
you so much, sir. Have a good day.
Okay, bye, Domenico. All right, that was Domenico. Give him a thumbs up. Yeah, so being concise, right? Very important. Okay, Sarah, let's see if you can help me answer some of these questions now. Are you ready? We've got some time here. So are you ready to answer questions? In English, Sarah, salut is great, but let's go with greetings. Greetings, Sarah. All right. Hi, Sarah.
Hey,
How are you doing? Oh, you sound like you went underwater there for a second. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to answer some questions, Sarah. So first of all, can you read the instructions for the first set of questions here for us, and then read question number 1?
Yeah, so I have to read from reading passage 1, has 6 paragraphs, A to F. Which paragraph contains the following information? We write the correct letter A to F in boxes 1 to 5 on your answer sheet. You may use any letter more than once.
Do you know what this NB means?
Actually, I know it in French, like notez bien. It's like a note.
Note by the way. That's what it is in English. Note by the way. It's like, here's an extra piece of information. The N is the note and the B is by. Note by the way. Okay. Yeah, so you can use any answer more than once. Okay, and then read number 1.
The problem of gambling addiction.
Awesome. Well, not awesome to be addicted to gambling, but good reading there. Okay, which paragraph is this answer coming from, or this idea, Sarah?
I guess it's D.
Good guess. I love it. Why did you guess D?
Because that's what I remember about the paragraph.
What was the word for addiction that the author used?
Obsess.
Who read that word? Do you remember?
I guess Samantha.
That's right. It was Sunantha. Yeah, very good. Awesome, right? So the proof is in the pudding. There is paragraph D. You'll see it in a second. And then there is the word obsessed right there. It's that word that we talked about, right? Where it starts to take over people's lives. That's the actual descriptive definition. So obsessed is the synonym, and take over their lives is the descriptive definition. So you know it's D. You're confident and you can move on, right, Sarah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so see, this is where all of these tips and strategies start to really make sense. So now when, especially for those students who are watching this class from the beginning, you're going to see like, oh, okay, that's how it all works. And now I can answer these questions quickly. Like Sarah, a lot of times people say that's the most common complaint is like 20 minutes is not enough, but 20 minutes is a lot of time for a passage like this. Because if you read the passage in say like 10 or 12 minutes, then you have an average of 40 seconds per question. 40 seconds per question is a lot of time. Like we literally only spent like 10 seconds on number 1. Okay, can you read number 2, Sarah?
Those less fortunate are more likely to play the lottery.
Okay, which paragraph was that?
Is it E?
I don't think so. I think it's, in my opinion. So when so I think you've done this before, Sarah, right? Like with each paragraph, you ask, what is it about? What is the paragraph about? And then it's like, okay, it's about this. What is this paragraph? It's about this. And I'll give you a little bit of help here. When Patek was reading, I asked her, what is this paragraph about? And then she kind of gave a couple of interesting answers, including rich people, but then she realized that, no, wait a second. It's not saying that, it's saying this. Which paragraph did Patek read?
C?
Right, it was more in the beginning. So ideally, when students are solving these questions, these where does the information come from questions, hopefully you have an idea of whether or not the information is from the first 1/3, the second 1/3, or the last third. Okay, so here we have 6 paragraphs, A, B, C, D, E, F. You should be, if you're doing a good job reading and comprehending, you should be able to at least figure out the zone that the information is coming from. So you might say, well, maybe it was B, maybe it was C, I'm not sure, but you definitely shouldn't be saying E or F. Do you know why, Sarah, it's not good if you're saying E or F?
Actually.
It's because that means you probably you don't remember what E and F were about either, and you're going to spend a lot of time searching because you're going to go back to E, and then you're going to realize that, oh yeah, no, E was about insurance and F was the conclusion. So now you're like, okay, well then where was it? It was somewhere else. So now you're like, okay, well I have to go back to the beginning. So you're sucking up a lot of time searching. Plus you're not really keeping a clear order of information, and that can take a lot of time. If that's happening, then you can run out of time in the 20 minutes, right? Let's take a look at C. Main argument against lotteries is it acts as a tax on the poor, and such a tax is unfair. Okay, the less fortunate are more likely to play the lottery. Okay. Does that say that they're more likely to play the lottery? Yeah. Okay. The main argument is, and such tax, this is because poor people are by far the most common purchasers, right there, right? So C is correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So careful. Okay, careful. You need to know the zone. If you're doing the passages and you're not finding the correct zone, then you have to stop and ask yourself what happened, and maybe reread the passage at home, especially. Okay. All right. Number 3. Can you read that one for us, please, Sarah?
The legality of lotteries.
Where was that one?
I guess we talked about this in. It's not B. Is it B? I'm not sure. The thing is, I wasn't all the class there, so I'm trying.
Okay. That's fine, and you're trying, and that's fine. And let's imagine that this is passage 3, and you are running out of time. Okay, so you only have 10 minutes left. This is the last passage. It's passage 3. You need to hurry up, and you still want to get a good score. Become the author, Sarah. So become the author. The legality of lotteries. You are the author. You're writing about lotteries, right? Okay. Are you following me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. As the author, and you know how to write a task 2 essay, as the author, where would you put information about the legality of lotteries?
It's B.
No. Don't answer it. Just think about it this way. Where would you put the legality of lotteries as information in this kind of a passage? Would it be somewhere in the introduction, somewhere in the body paragraphs, or somewhere in the conclusion?
I guess someone in the conclusion.
So you're telling me that you would write a whole essay about lotteries, and then in the conclusion, you would tell the reader that, oh, by the way, lotteries are illegal, so don't worry about playing it anyway.
It's in the introduction.
Right? That's where it would make the most sense. So I know it's like, I'm like, okay, well, you know the answer, that's why. But it's a lot of logic, okay? So follow logic, right? So if I talk about the legality of lotteries, once you practice a lot of essay writing and once you do a lot of especially academic reading, you will realize that this kind of an information is the background. So you would give this, as the author, you would give this as the background to the reader. So lotteries are illegal in some parts of the world, but they're legal in other parts of the world. Why is this, right? So that would be somewhere in the introduction, logically. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, and we kind of see that here. It wasn't long ago that lotteries were outlawed almost everywhere in the world. Today, lotteries are legal in North America, Australia, and much of Europe and Asia, right? So it makes sense for the author to give that as the background information. Okay, so definitely A. I hope everybody is following along here with us. Okay, number 4, read that one for me.
So it's the financial incentive for governments to run lotteries. This is B.
Yes, it is. And you should be that fast. In the real IELTS exam, if you got this passage, you should have a very fast answer to that. It makes sense to have that as your first body paragraph. It's kind of giving the setting or the context for all of this. Talks about how governments make millions of dollars, right? Number 5.
Yeah, so I was saying, actually, it was really easy to know what it's about because I was there when they read this paragraph, so I directly know it.
Okay, that definitely helps. I agree. Number 5, go for it.
Community initiatives are funded by lottery proceeds.
Yeah, initiatives.
Good.
Initiatives means like programs, projects in this case. Okay, so initiatives, programs, projects. Again, if you find new words, make sure to give their definitions and use them. Okay, where is this going on? So number 5, community initiatives, projects are funded by lottery proceeds. Where do we see that information? We don't have the best connection. Sarah, can you say that again?
I said it's gonna be in the end, like E or F.
Yeah, so somewhere maybe in the conclusion, and it says that. So it says here in the conclusion, additionally, lottery monies fund many valuable community programs. However, there is another paragraph where I remember reading this, and it's D, okay? The main argument in favor of lotteries is that it is harmless fun which results in tax income that often goes straight to community programs such as sports or the arts. Many community programs rely solely on lottery finances to operate. So in this sense, the lottery money is a positive good. So we have it here too. So Sarah, which answer should you give? Should you give D or should you give F as the answer here?
D.
Correct. Why?
Because there was more information about the sentence in paragraph D more than in F.
Correct. Absolutely. So this is where you're getting into band 8, band 9 level IELTS, right? So IELTS in this way is a college university level exam where you have sometimes more than one possible correct answer and you have to choose the best answer. And in this case, the best answer is D because D focuses mostly on this idea. F just mentions it briefly in the conclusion, right? So the best answer is D. And this is where this piece at the beginning, the note, by the way, you may use any letter more than once comes into play. So when you're doing the IELTS, be very, very careful. Make sure you're always choosing the best answer. And you can see here clearly that, we have one short sentence here, but we have two very detailed sentences here that answer that part. So it's much more D than it is F. Okay, I hope that makes sense for everybody who's watching. All right, Sarah, thank you for working through these questions with me, okay? And keep up the good work.
Thank you, and sorry about it, but I'm not in my house today, so there was like lots of distractions, so I wasn't able to focus all the time. I'm sorry about it. That's
okay. You should never be apologetic when it comes to learning and language. I always tell that to people. You should never say, "Oh, sorry." I'm very Canadian, and Canadians love to say sorry and thank you, but not when we're talking about education and learning. You don't need to say sorry. You just do it. Okay? All right, Sarah. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye. All right. Sarah studying on the go. That's awesome. Okay, let's take somebody else for the true, false, not given. Let's see if Chayani is here. Chayani, are you ready to help me with some true, false, not given? All right, so members definitely get first choice in these members chat classes to answer questions. Again, it pays to be a member, but don't worry because soon we have listening coming up and everybody will be able to join in there. All right, so Chayani, let me call you here first.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi, Chayani. How are you?
I'm doing good today. How about you?
I'm doing good. There's definitely a disturbance in the force. When you're speaking, there's a lot of buzzing. Sounds like there's a big bee. I'm going to try to call you again, Chayani. Hopefully we get a clearer line here. So let me try again, okay? All right, let's try Chayani one more time because that was definitely... I think we're all going to be like, ah! Our head's going to explode. So, Chayani, let me try this again.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can, Chayani. And that giant wasp has left the connection, so that's good. Okay, Chayani, let's do some true, false, not given here. Here we go. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, but this is a bit delay of this video in YouTube.
That's totally fine. Whenever you're ready, read number 6 for us. This is a true, false, not given question. We have to figure out if it's true according to the passage, false according to the passage, or just not given in the passage. Whenever you're ready, Chayani, read number 6.
Lotteries are out loud almost everywhere.
Is it important to know if lotteries are legal or not legal?
Not legal in several countries.
No, well, is it important to know this? So is it important to know that it's legal or not legal? Should we know this information?
I think I should.
Yeah, it's important, so it's given, right? So first we figure out that it's given. Okay, now we want to figure out if it's true or not. So, is it true that lotteries are outlawed almost everywhere?
I think that's not everywhere. In several countries that lotteries are legal.
Like where?
It's based on the passage A, like North America.
Yeah. North America, Australia, Europe, much of Asia. So the answer is?
False.
Thank you, Thank you, Chayani. Yeah, absolutely. False. It's false, right? It's in the beginning.
Yeah,
right?
It's in the beginning.
Now, you don't need to check because we know, right? So I'm only showing this for people, so that you're not like, really? It says here, it wasn't long ago that lotteries were outlawed almost everywhere. Now here it says were, right?
Right.
But here it says are. Okay, this is present tense. This is past tense. So present tense is today. Today lotteries are legal. So you're correct. It's false. Today lotteries are legal. So they're not outlawed. Okay, outlawed means illegal.
Prohibited.
Okay, so false is good. Okay, Chayani, number 7.
In the long run, a person who plays the lottery should expect to lose money.
Is that important information to know? So should we know, the reader, should the reader know that, if I'm playing the lottery, I might lose money?
I think it's not important things.
It's not important when we're talking about lotteries to know if we're going to lose money or not? Chayani.
I think important. It is important once.
It's the most important. We would never play the lottery if we didn't talk about that, right? It's like, who cares if we lose money or win money? Who cares? No, it's very important, right? It's like the heart of the whole. It's like the thing. It's like why we do it, right? So it's definitely careful, Chayani. Careful. If you're not sure, say you're not sure, but you got to be careful. It's definitely given, right?
Right.
Is it true that if we keep playing the lottery every single day, we'll probably lose money?
It might be. It might be the true. It might be the true answer.
Chayani, if you buy a lottery ticket every single day, do you think you're going to be richer or poorer next year?
I'm going to be rich in the next year.
Okay, Chayani, well, you're an optimist. I'll give you that. Bad news, Chayani, you probably have less money. Okay. To win the lottery, it's they say it's a smaller chance to win the lottery than to get hit by lightning. So the answer here, unfortunately, and I hate to be the one to tell you this, Chayani, but the answer here is true. If you keep playing the lottery, you're probably going to lose money. Okay? So if you pay $5 every day for the lottery, you probably will have a lot less money at the end of the year. I'm sorry to say. All right. So logical, Chayani, logical. Number 8, Chayani, read this one. Number 8.
Lotteries are popular because they serve a pleasurable diversion for everyday life.
Is it important to know that people play the lottery so that they don't have to pay attention to life?
Important.
Important or not important? Do you remember reading about this? Like, does the author say anywhere like, oh, people play the lottery so that they don't stress about, their everyday life? Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Use your logic.
Sorry, can you repeat the...
Yeah, so does the author say that, hey, lots of people play the lottery so they don't have to pay attention to life?
No, this is not important. This is
very good.
Not
Yeah, very good. Not given. Yeah, it's not. First of all, it's probably not even true. Secondly, why would the author say that? How would they say that? It doesn't make sense, right? So it's not given. You can't search for it because it's not given. You have to use your logic. Okay, number 9. Read that one.
Many people play the lottery without an understanding of its statistical background.
Statistical
background.
Okay. Is it important to know that people play the lottery because they do not understand their chances of winning?
Not important.
It's important. It's very important. Okay.
Without an understanding.
It's very, very important, right? So it answers that question of why do millions and millions of people play lottery even if they can't win, or even if it's a very low chance that they're going to win? Well, it's because they don't understand the statistics, right? So the chances of winning a lottery is roughly, just roughly on average, about 1 in 30 million. Okay? So most people don't realize what that means. Okay? To get hit by lightning is 1 in 10 million. Or let's say, let's not be so negative, 1 in 15 million. Okay? So you have a much better chance of getting hit by lightning than you do to win the lottery, right? When people understand that, then they kind of realize, like, wait a second, this isn't really going to work. So yeah, it's definitely given. Is it true that a lot of people do not understand the statistics of lotteries, Chani?
That's true.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's true. Okay. So the answers here are false, true, not given, true. Okay. And it's all logic. The only way to quickly and effectively solve true, false, not given is to first figure out if it's important, if it's given, and then to figure out if it's true or not. Okay. You can't really search for it because you can't search for not given, Chayani. Okay. So keep that in mind. All right. And be logical. Be logical. All right.
All right, sir.
Okay, Chani, thank you so much for chiming in and for helping me with those true, false, not given questions. Come back for the listening class, okay?
Thank you, Sir Adrian. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye, Chani. All right, that was Chani. We had a bit of disturbance in the call there, so it was a little bit tough to hear, but I can see the chatter in among our members as well with the answers, and it looks like Sanantha, Gunkai, Sarah, you're kind of on the right track, Maria. So yeah, so many people do not understand it. I mean, you know, these are the parts. Like in the passage here, we had this piece where it talks about poor people. It says the main argument against lotteries is that it acts as a tax on the poor, and such a tax is unfair. This is because statistics show that people are by far the most common purchasers. So many poor people buy lottery tickets. And it says, first, poor people have the most to gain by winning. Second, poor people are arguably less likely to have a statistical understanding of the lottery. So it tells you the answer there for that true, false, not given. It says a lot of poor people just do not understand that you can buy 100 lottery tickets each and every day, and the chances of winning are extremely low even then. So the chance of losing money is much higher. Okay. All right. So students, this last set of questions, the one that's reverse insurance, this one, try that on your own. Okay, so solve this one on your own. Your answer choices are here. You can look back at the end of this video to fill this out in the passage. And of course, for those of you that have access to our websites, you have this reading, either in the computer-based exams you have this reading, or in the exam books. If you download the first exam book, this one, then you will find this in test 2 passage 1. Okay. For those students who do not have access to our premium IELTS, this is the website that we use for these live classes. Click the red button that's just right above my head there to get all of these materials. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access, and it doesn't cost a lot of money at all, so it's worth it if you're doing the IELTS exam for sure. It's a good investment. It's a smart use of money, unlike lotteries. And I will be back, students, in 30 minutes exactly with listening practice for part 3 and part 4. That's continuing with the listening test that we started last week. So make sure to come back for that in half an hour, and I will be here. That will be a subscribers chat class, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell button to get notifications. aehelp.com for academic IELTS, glshelp.com for general IELTS. Thank you, Maria, Domenico, Masala, Gankai Ren, Sarah, Sanantha, Patek, and all of our other members for your support, and I'll see you soon. I'm Adrian, signing out for now, but I'll be back shortly. Bye.